Welcome to Retire ATL with Aaron Vincent and Matt Decker. Aaron and Matt are part of the team at Vincent Financial Group, an Atlanta area firm that focuses on preparing people for retirement. They're also popular radio and podcast show hosts. And now it's time for Retire ATL.
One of the ways that we're able to eliminate the stress of maybe timing, deciding is now the right time or is it not the right time? How do you know? Well, we stress test all of our retirement plans. And the way that we do that is we like to think of retirement as not pass fail. It's not, yes, you can do it or no, you can't.
And it's a razor thin line as to whether you can stay retired or you're entering the job market again at 75.
Exactly. Retirement planning is not pass fail. It's a sliding scale. And so the way that we present, when someone says, I'm hoping you can tell me if I can retire or not, the way that we do that is by this idea of spending capacity. So we look at your assets, and I've got an example that we'll talk about of a client that may or may not have come in the last week or so. We fudged the numbers a little bit just to protect their identities, but they had about $1.3 million. They had around $800,000 in qualified accounts. So a qualified account would be, SEP, simple, 401k, IRA 403b, TSP, $800,000 in qualified accounts, $300,000 in Roth accounts, which, as most of you know, those are tax-free dollars. They've already paid the tax. They can take it out tax-free. And they had around $200,000 in a brokerage account. Those brokerage accounts are going to be the things that they generate you those 1099s every single year.
Your gains are going to cost you taxes.
Yeah, the gains, you pay capital gains on the gains. And so when they came in and they said, hey, we want to know if we can retire. We're like, all right, great. Well, we can figure that out for you. And we run them through our retirement plan, and we come up with this spending number. We get to tell them, well, based on your $1.3 million, based on your Social Security payments, based on the fact that neither of you have a pension, you guys can spend $8,300 a month if you wanted to retire, next year. Right. And that $8,300 a month is super solid in that it is stress tested. We stress test it through the Great Depression. We stress test it through the 2007 through 2009 financial crisis and all kinds of other scenarios. But again, it's not pass fail. Most people, if they're going to a retirement planner, they might see like a probability of success meter. There's a 70% chance that you're going to be able to retire, and a 30% chance that it's not going to work.
Which, if that's what you're getting, how do you make a decision based on that? Right. Like, are you willing to just bank on the fact that you're going to be in the 70% every year?
Right. What does that even mean?
What does it even mean? How do I make a decision based off of that? That's not very helpful.
Right. Yeah. And to me, that creates more stress. We're talking about how do you eliminate stress. You go to a retirement planner and they say, hey, you got a 75% chance of being able to retire when and how you want.
I don't want 75%.
Nope.
That doesn't eliminate much stress for me.
I don't want to get on a Delta flight and the
you got a 75%
chance we may make it safely.
Yeah.
Let's find out.
No. So
it's not pass fail.
We don't talk in terms of those terms. It's not pass fail. It's not a 75% chance it's going to work. We say, no, you can spend $8,300 a month. And if your total retirement balance, if at any point we hit we call it an upper guardrail. If at any point your $1.3 million eclipses over 1.37, we're going to give you a pay raise. Okay. You're not going to spend $8,300. You're going to spend $9,000 a month. And then the flip side is also true. If at any point your plan balance drops below some lower threshold, and in the early years for this client, it was around $1 million. If we ever drop below $1 million, we're going to drop your spending to $7,900 a month. So from $8,300 up to $9,000, or from $8,300 down to $7,900. And then the conversation becomes, hey, is that workable for you? Yeah. Is that a range that you can actually feel comfortable with?
Hey, best case scenario, if I told you you can stay retired and you get a pay raise in retirement, great. Or worst case scenario, hey, you can stay retired, but you had to spend $500 less per month. Now you can make a decision.
Those are terms that we can actually operate within. Like, everybody understands spending per month and how much they can spend and what their bills are. Nobody understands you got a 75% chance of this being just fine. Like, what does that even mean? Nobody knows what that means. And so how do you eliminate stress? Well, first we got to talk in the right terms. And the right terms are not pass fail. It's how much can you reasonably spend? And when things go wrong, because they will go wrong, how much do you have to